Hello everyone, how are you all doing? There's 800 of you watching right now. 800! I just dropped my phone. Did you hear that? That was brilliant. Some of my finest work today. Can you all hear me? Can you all see me? Is everything good? Is everything working? Let me just double check that everything's coming through. Everyone hear me all good? Are we all clear in here? Yo, how is everyone doing? So a lot of you asking when the earnings call is starting. The earning call starts in 30 minutes. So as soon as the earning call starts, we'll of course we'll get rolling on it and we'll have a listen to what they're saying and we'll go through what some of the information they're talking about means, but I'll try not to pause it as much as possible to give everyone the opportunity to actually talk about it. Oh wow, $50 sad life, thank you so much, man, massively appreciated. And you've become a member as well, thank you so much. So yeah, I mean, I think the best thing that we can start off with is talking about what we think could happen, what we think will happen during the earnings call. I've kind of been taking the stance that I don't think it'll be a lot. There was two kind of options of what could happen. The first option is that we got something from Rockstar today and Take Two would be able to talk about it in the earnings call. The actual truth of the matter is we're probably getting absolutely nothing during this call. However, there is still a chance, enough for us to actually listen to it and go through it. Cool Bro says that found your channel a month ago and I've been a fan since. Keep up. Thank you so much, dude, and thank you for the $5 as well, massively appreciated. Hopefully you continue to enjoy the content. My next video, by the way, is it might be coming out today after the earnings call. I don't know, you'll see why. I don't know if it's coming out yet, but we'll see. How is everyone doing? What have you all been doing today whilst waiting for some GTA info? Because I haven't been doing too much. Let me just make sure I've got the earnings call ready to roll. So yeah, it's currently 9 PM UK time, so at 9:30 is when the earnings call starts, so 30 minutes. Let me just have a read through chat. Julian Hayden from Austria. Oh wow, thank you, man, thank you for the €2 as well. I think there is, if we're gonna get a delay, I think there's a 1% chance they tell us today during the earnings call, but realistically 100% chance that it would be on the next earnings call in May. So, but there's everything to play for, guys. Been killing time by playing League of Legends. I've never played League of Legends, but I lie, I played it for like 10 minutes years ago. Reading through chat. Where do I get my masks? I get them from different places. This is the 5th mask I've been on. Other masks are currently being washed, so I'm not sure if I like this one. I don't know. Is Jetro in the chat? I didn't see. If I've missed Jet, oh yeah, you are. Yo, everyone sub right now, yeah. Everyone subscribe right now. Should we see? I mean, it's probably not gonna happen. It really isn't gonna happen. But maybe there's a chance we can get to 30,000 subscribers in this stream. That would be the most amount of subscribers I gained in one day. So let's see if it can happen. I don't know. You guys let me know. This is the breathable mask. So my last masks were kind of breathable, but not like massively breathable. 1 second, I'm just gonna take a headphone out of my ear. That's better. There you go. I was taking a headphone out of my ear so I can actually hear myself talk. Was I shouting before? I don't know. 30k this live stream. Oh, imagine if I can. Do I think we'll get information on trailer 2? I'm very unlikely we'll get anything about trailer 2. I do think we'll get a realistic scope of the timescale for GTA 6. Like, are they still looking at 2025? Maybe that's a possibility. That's something that they'll discuss, but no, I don't know. Face reveal before GTA 6, not happening, I'm afraid. Sorry. if I get 1 million subscribers in this stream, I'll face reveal. But we'll need to sub to this dude. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for the $10, man. Massively appreciate it. And yeah, like, if you guys do enjoy what we go through when we go through the earnings call, if you find it informative, if you like my presentation style, then please do subscribe. Come along for the journey, boys. I'm here for the long haul, so. Do you think I can get a job at Rockstar? Yeah, I mean, Rockstar employ everyone from all over the world, so definitely apply. How many hours on GTA 5? I actually don't know, because I've gone through so many different consoles and different accounts. So I don't, it's in the thousands, I just don't know how many thousands. Considering that Rockstar never announced the delay, Strauss will probably just give the usual fall 2025. So that's what I'm thinking. If the game is delayed, it doesn't mean that they're going to tell us it's delayed. Red Dead Redemption 2 was internally delayed for like 4 months whilst Take-Two Interactive was still saying it was on track, because they weren't 100% sure of when the timescales were. They had to announce it in a May earnings call, because that's when they're legally obliged to. So the next earnings call in 3 months is going to be the one where we get all of this juice. Do I play Grand RP? I do. They actually sponsored one of my videos recently. I do like it. Rockstar already posted twice today. They did. Earnings call starts in 28 minutes. Just reading chat. You should wear a GTA character mask like Tommy Vercetti. Yeah, that would look a bit disjointed, I think. I could be wrong. Do I play Dark Souls? I haven't. Do you think Cyberboy would get anything about GTA 6? Thank you for the £2, man. And I think that what they'll have to talk about it's going to be the question on all of the investors' mouths, because they are going to want to know what's happening with their money. So I think we'll hear something. It'll probably be towards the end of the call when we get the investor questions. Stevie Wonder Kid, how you doing, man? Thanks for popping by. WStream Jetro, my boy. Yo, it's our go. Missed your streams. Been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Actually, really good game. I'm also thinking the game's delayed, but I'm a negative Nancy. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the £10 as well, man. Massively appreciated. And I haven't played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 yet. I know Bailey Points has been playing it, and I do actually want to dive into it. I know there's a load of drama around it on Twitter, but then again, there's a load of drama around everything on Twitter, so swings and roundabouts. Has it happened yet? No, don't worry. It's going to be happening in, I can't maths, 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, 27 minutes. There we go. Sorry, boys. I've been editing all day. My brain is fried. So I'll give you all a little layout of how the earnings calls work. So if you don't know, if it's your first time with the Take-Two Interactive's earnings call, basically Take-Two Interactive, they all jump on the CFO, Senior Financial Officer, their CEO, Strauss Zelnick, jump on a call with all of their investors. So not all of their investors, but everyone can tune in. But during the earnings call, they go over what's happened so far this financial year, which is the last 9 months. And they also they might touch on what they expect to happen in the next financial year. I'll come back to super chats in a second. Don't worry, guys. They'll go over what happens over the next financial year. They're more likely to touch the next financial year in the next earnings call in 3 months, but there is a chance that they'll mention some parts of it today. Now, at the end of the earnings call, they give their bigger investors, like the big banks like JP Morgan and Chase and BlackRock and all of those people, the opportunity to ask questions, to phone in, and those people tend to ask about games like Grand Theft Auto 6 because that's where the interest is, that's where the money needs to come out of. So yeah, that's what we expect is going to happen during the call. What other content besides Rockstar news are you looking forward to talk about? I'm looking forward to getting into some Mafia content. Thank you for the $5 as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to making some Mafia content. that from a speculative point of view, there isn't a lot of interest in me making content about that, just because it's naturally a smaller audience. But when that game comes out, we'll definitely go into it. Have I missed a chat? No, I haven't. Good. So the calls usually last somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour. They can be less, they can be more. I'm hoping, touch wood, that it's a nice solid 45-minute call, because sometimes they do like, they go over their main financial information for so long that it actually 5 days from 1 year as a member. That's crazy. Thank you for being here for like nearly a year. So if Take Two Interactive spend too long on the bulk of their predictions and what's happened over the past 9 months and everything, they usually have less time for questions and they tend to cut questions short. I'm hoping this time that they just speed run through their bits and go to the questions faster. You'd love to see Mafia content. Thank you so much for the $2, man. And yeah, there will be some more Mafia content. I've done one video so far, but there will be more, don't worry. They will get obliterated if they don't announce anything. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what happens from a PR perspective if they don't talk about GTA 6 in any capacity, because that would suck. 23 minutes left until the call. You look jacked, bro. I'm not jacked. I'm losing weight though. I am losing weight. I do have massive shoulders, always have, but that's not because I'm athletic or healthy. Just I've got a weird build, built like I think it's a Neanderthal is the correct term. Got to start cyber live channel. I was thinking about doing a whole channel for just like daily live streams. Let me know if you guys want me to do that. I don't want to do it on this channel because no one wants notifications every day about a live stream on this channel. So I might start a live streaming channel. That's a possibility. Let me guys know what you think. Real, you're hands down the best GTA YouTuber. Can't wait for GTA 6 comes out so we can see you play it. Maybe looking for Easter eggs, etc. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's, you know, I'm looking forward to GTA 6 as much as everyone else. Obviously, I'm a YouTuber, but more than that, I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of GTA, so that's why I do it. Lord knows it's hard work, but this is the best job I've ever had, and you guys are the best people in the world. So I think I'm doing okay. Cyber would steal your girl. No doubt, bro. New channel, Cyberboy Live. Yeah, that's a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think if it's something you guys want me to do. I'll consider making it a live channel. You're lucky wearing the mask. Oh dear. Jetro just stops by to give me an ego boost. So that's why he's my boy. And yeah, like if you guys are interested in regular GTA content, I try and keep it non-clickbait, non-bullshit. I try and keep it as legit as possible. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, please do subscribe, because it would genuinely mean the world to me. Like the past 2 months, the way the channel has grown, I can't explain it. I still feel like a YouTuber with 100 subscribers, so this is weird for me. Oh, Cyberboy Knuckle Dragger. What? I rate it, thank you. New Zealand, man. I need to go to New Zealand. Apparently it's beautiful. Oh, love, brother. Don't be like Mr. Boss. Don't worry. I've got the Mr. Boss for the win hat, Mr. Boss F the world hat, but I got a video demonetized for wearing it. I didn't realise it, like, YouTube would actually clamp down on it, so I can't wear it anymore. Sorry, boys. Unless I scribble out one of the letters so you can't see that it's a swear word, maybe. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling good. So a few people have noticed that in every single one of my recent videos, my voice sounds different. Like, it keeps changing. It's because last week I've had like a chest infection. Nothing serious, don't worry, I'm fine. But it's just like, you know, when your voice goes a bit groggy, and I'm still a bit groggy now. So groggy. I can't even say groggy, can I? Grog. Grog. There we go. So yeah, my voice is coming back. We're starting to sound a little bit more human now, so we can take the win. We can take the win. Will you visit Miami before the release of GTA 6? All comes down to if I can afford it, to be honest. So I did look at doing a video in Miami. I wanted to go to all the real life locations from the first trailer. I worked it out, and it would cost like 5 months of YouTube channel like revenue to do it. So it'll probably be when my channel's a bit bigger. But if you guys subscribe, it means I can get bigger sponsors, which means I can do stuff. I'm just saying, just tap that subscribe button and it changes everything. Right, so someone's just said the earnings call was going to get delayed to the 7th of February. I know you're trolling, but my mind won't let me convince myself that I know you're trolling, so I'm going to check. Yeah, no, it hasn't been delayed. It's still happening now. Not now, but, you know. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, hang on. I've just found something. So... yeah, so the earnings call is happening in 30 minutes, but the website that has the program set up for the earnings call has a bug on it where it says 09:30, which is 9:30 in the morning, and it's currently just gone 9 in the evening. So that's actually a problem with their website. But yeah, no, it is. I'm on the thing now. So the first thing we're going to look at is before the earnings call goes live, they open up a presentation. And this presentation, let me have a look at this. Sad Life, thank you for that original $50 as well, man. Massively appreciate that. So before the earnings call starts, they publish a document to go alongside it, and that usually tells us a lot of stuff. And the document is there. Let me just open the investor presentation, and then let me just tell you if there's anything interesting in here. So I'm looking at their presentation that they publish before they do the call. I just want to see if there's anything in here about... So it still says GTA 6 is coming in fall of 2025. It still says GTA 6 is coming in fall 2025, boys. But they also said that about Red Dead Redemption 2 9 days before it was delayed. So I don't believe that. They'll probably talk about it during the earnings call. Well, they will now because it's in this document. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Let me just catch up with these chats. Sorry, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Real. Massively appreciated. $5. Thank you so much, D-Man. If you can name a US state, if you could name a US state like it's based in the GTA universe, what would you call it? Mine would be based in Pennsylvania and call it... I can't even see that. Weather. I rate that. I don't know. That's a good question. I've never thought about that. I just muted myself. I'm so talented. For me, it would be New York City, but I wouldn't know what I'd call it. Look at the share. Has the share price gone up? So look, take 2 share price. By the way, I need to say this. I got in trouble last time I didn't say this. Oh my god, the share price. I can't advise you to invest or not invest in anything to do with Take-Two Interactive. I'm not a licensed authority and I do not have any financial expertise. Oh my god. The share price. Oof. If you bought into Take-Two like 5 years ago, you're eating good today. Everyone hit that sub button or you'll whack. Cheers, mate, from Florida. Thank you so much, man, for the $2. And which part of Florida? If you don't want to say it, it's absolutely fine, but let me know which part of Florida you're from. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading chat. I'm just catching up. Yeah, I've just gone through the presentation. It says that GTA 6 isn't delayed, but I honestly, I cannot tell you enough that you don't listen to that. It is wrong because they will say it's not delayed until the May earnings call, unless Rockstar announced delay sooner. I can't see it being coming out in fall of this year. But they will expand on that in the earnings call. They'll talk a bit more about that and substantiate that. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm keen to see what they do with that. Let me see if no, there's no more proper like stuff in there. So the earnings call starts in 14 minutes. So as soon as it gets to that, then I'll click play on it. Hello, Miami. Awesome. My opinions on Ubisoft stocks. I'm not going to go into stocks and stuff. So basically, if you on YouTube, if you give too much of an opinion in front of an audience about stock prices and stuff, you can get in serious legal trouble. Because, you know, I can't remember what the exact time is, but yeah. Trey, how are you doing? I'm really keen to see now what they say about the release schedule for GTA 6. Obviously, they're saying that it's on track, but we know that's also wrong. They do also have obviously a whole page about Rockstar, so interesting. I'm kind of still leaning towards the fact that the game will be delayed. To me, it just seems inevitable that the game will be delayed. But we'll see. We'll have to see how that plays out. I'm curious, very curious. Let me refresh that back up. $5. Thank you so much, dude. GTA 6 is not coming. It is. Stop worrying. Stop worrying. It's coming. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday, Talk Man. Well, that's the thing. GTA 6 has already been delayed internally twice, from what we understand. So when prior to the we had the pandemic, and then it was supposedly delayed during that period by about a year, and then after that, when we had the first trailer, the initial predicted release date for the game would be the first quarter of 2025, and Take-Two actually let that slip during the earnings call that they had a year ago today, the February earnings call last year, where they predicted that their net revenue would go up to like $8 billion. And then when it came to the May earnings call, they dropped that down to $5 billion. So that meant that sometime between December 23 and like April 24, the game had been pushed back by 6 months to fall 2025. So do I think that do you think the PS5 Pro will run GTA 6 at 60 frames per second? Thank you for the super chat as well. No, I don't think any console will run GTA 6 at 60 frames per second. Rockstar always go for fidelity over frame rate performance. As someone born and raised in Miami, this game is going to be absolutely mental. I'm excited to see how accurate to real Miami it is. That's awesome, man. Thank you for the $5 as well. And yeah, mate, that's one of the reasons I want to go to Miami. Like, when the game comes out, you know, get used to playing it for a few months and then actually head off to Miami and see if I can do what people did with GTA 5 and try and find their way around based off locations in the map. That would be cool. Really cool. Is GTA 6 out yet? Yeah. GTA 6 was actually released last week. You all missed it. I was going to add a time on the screen, but because we've only got like 10 minutes left, there's no point now. The earnings call is on in 10 minutes. Yeah, I've checked the earnings call PDF, but there's nothing really interesting in there. It's the same thing that it said before. So thank you for the super chat, Marlo. And yeah, people are saying the game's not delayed, but the document that they've put with the earnings call doesn't mean anything at all. It means nothing. They said that Red Dead Redemption 2 wasn't delayed until the day before Rockstar announced it, pretty much. So yeah, I wouldn't overthink that. Is a video of you, Jetro, and TGG possible? I don't think me and TGG would collab, just because we make different sorts of content. I think because he's more of a GTA 5, like the online updates sort of stuff, and I'm more GTA 6 news. I think a lot of like bigger channels like that probably, to some extent, probably want to distance themselves from GTA 6 speculation channels. I don't blame them. Like, I get it. So I think that I don't think it would happen. Probably not until a couple of years after GTA 6 is out. But also as well, I'm a small channel. I can't really add any value to like TGG's content. I'm a small creator. He's not going to benefit anything by collaborating with me on anything. So I get it. You know, I'd feel rude for even asking. Do you know what I mean? I've got a lot to learn before I get to that sort of size. Bro, there's a hoping stream. I love your content, bro. I noticed I haven't subbed yet. Oh, mate, thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, subscribe. Everyone subscribe. I post very regular GTA 6 content about going into stuff that we saw in the leaks, diving into recent information that comes out, Rockstar's employment history. I try and break apart all the information we can see. GTA guesser with Dark Viper. I would lose. I consider myself to know the GTA map really well, but not as well as Dark Viper. My mask is falling. Is it? Is it at the sides? Should I do a cheeky eye reveal? We're good. We're good. 7 minutes, boys, and the earnings call starts. Yeah, guys, so before the earnings call starts, can we get to 30,000 subscribers today? Oh, I don't even know what I'm on at the moment. I dropped my phone on the floor, so you guys will have to refresh and tell me how many subscribers I'm on. In fact, I'll do it on here. Do you reckon it's possible to get to 30k subs in today's stream? I don't know. I don't think it is. We'll try it. We'll give it our best shot. We'll give it our absolute best shot. How can I see out the glasses? Because they're not solid. They're see-through. So I thought you're staying humble. I try and be as humble as I can be. I do try. I promise you I try. It's not always possible. But I've seen a lot of people's egos on YouTube destroy them. So I don't want to join the club, you know. I'm quite happy just being... Right, can you guys hear this lobby music? Let me know if you can hear this lobby music. I'm going to pause it now, but let me know if you could hear that. Just wanted to make sure that came through. Could you all hear that lobby music when it was playing? Just waiting for chat to catch up. Sweet. Cool. So as soon as the call starts, let me right, I'm just going to turn that down for now because no one wants to. There we go. I've turned that down now. Yo, love from South Africa. Been watching you since 5,000 subscribers. I've scrolled up your past videos. Those views are really piling up now. Keep up the good work, blood. My friends are subscribed as well. Thank you so much. And that's awesome, man. It's so cool to see where people come from all around the world. And yeah, mate, it was crazy. Just a year ago, I was getting like 1,000 views a video. Now it's 50,000, 60,000, 100,000. It's mental. Did Rockstar Games say anything on the call? Rockstar won't be on the call. It'll be take two, and the call hasn't happened yet. It will be starting in a couple of minutes. The expanded and enhanced version for GTA 5 came out with different modes for FPS over graphics, fidelity options. Do you think GTA 6 will have that? The thing is GTA 5 can have those options because it's not as intensive on the hardware. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, everyone will be able to hear the call on here. It hasn't started yet. As soon as it starts, we'll let me just refresh that. As soon as it starts, you'll be able to hear it. So at the moment, the call is in the lobby. So as soon as it gets out of the lobby and it doesn't have the annoying cringe background music, I will turn the call up so you can all hear it. Big love, New Zealand. Thank you so much. Almost time, guys. Any second now. As soon as the call starts, I'll click play on it. Before we get into the call, though, if you haven't subscribed already, hit subscribe, please. Try and get to 30k subs today. If it's possible, that would be incredible. And of course, after the call, I'll be dropping a video just explaining what happened or didn't happen or whatever. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Almost 4k viewers is wild. It is crazy. I can't remember what my highest has ever been. on a live stream, but if any of you guys remember from my previous live streams, can I collab with McTannen? Me and McTannen already did a collab about 2 months ago, and he is a very good YouTuber. A little more love from New Zealand. Thank you so much. The call hasn't started yet. I'm going to refresh it again just to be 100% sure. It says hold tight, the broadcast will begin shortly. So the second it starts, don't worry. Can we get to 5,000 concurrent viewers? I don't know. I don't know. Nekwa. Hello, Cyboy. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, you've been a member for 12 months. That's crazy. One of the OG crew. Why haven't they started this call yet? Oh, because it's not half past yet. I'm at 29.5k. 500 subscribers in 30 minutes. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. If I can get to 30k today, that would be insane. Insane. Right, come on. They need to start this call soon. We want to hear some GTA 6 goodness. Nixa Music, thank you so much for joining the Cyber Pack. By the way, the reason why I haven't turned up their background music yet, the hold music, is because I'm not sure if it's copyright protected, and I don't want my streams get cut down. So as soon as they start talking, I'll turn it up so you can all hear it. Let me catch up these super chats. Member, thank you for becoming members, guys. Massively appreciated. Massively appreciated. Here you go, call starting. Let me turn it up so you can all hear it. Right, it's just loading the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by. My name is Abby, and I will be your conference operator today.
Let me know
At
if you
this
want
time, I would like to
audio up
welcome
or down.
everyone to
Let
the
me know in chat.
Take-Two third quarter fiscal year 2025 earnings call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during that time, simply press the star key followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, press star 1 a second time. Thank you. And I would now like to turn the call over to Nicole Shevins, Senior Vice President of Investor Relations and Corporate Communications. You may begin.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining our conference call to discuss our results for the third quarter of fiscal year 2025 ended December 31st, 2024. Today's call will be led by Strauss Zelnick, Take-Two's Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Carl Sladoff, our President, and Lainie Goldstein, our Chief Financial Officer. We will be available to answer your questions during the Q&A session following our prepared remarks. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that statements made during this call that are not historical facts are considered forward-looking statements under federal
Guys, the
securities
music's
laws.
off.
These forward-looking statements are based on the beliefs of our management, as well as assumptions made by and information currently available to us. We have no obligation to update these forward-looking statements. Actual operating results may vary significantly from these forward-looking statements.
They've just said they have no obligation to
These
do
important
their
factors are
next year's
described in our
fiscal
filings
predictions.
with the SEC, including the company's most recent annual report on Form 10-K.
So they probably won't say a lot about GTA 6.
Form 10-Q, including
Like I
the risks
predicted.
summarized in the section entitled Risk Factors. I'd also like to note that, unless otherwise stated, all numbers we will be discussing today are GAAP, and all comparisons are year over year. Additional details
Guys, I'm not going to show
regarding our
screen. It's
actual
just
results and
Take-Two's
outlook
logo.
are contained in our press
It's
release,
a call.
including the items
It's
that
a
our
phone
management
call.
uses internally to adjust our GAAP financial results in order to evaluate our operating performance. Our press release also contains a reconciliation of any non-GAAP financial measure to the most comparable GAAP measure. In addition, we have posted to our website a slide deck that visually presents our results and financial outlook. Our press release and filings with the SEC may be obtained from our website at take2games.com. And now I'll turn the call over to Strauss.
I'm pleased to report that we achieved solid results during the holiday season. Our net bookings of $1.37 billion were within our guidance range, as significant outperformance in NBA 2K helped to offset moderation in some of our mobile franchises. At the same time, our operating results surpassed expectations, led by the upside from NBA 2K, as well as a shift in timing of expenses that benefited the quarter. We're reiterating our fiscal 2025 net bookings guidance of $5.55 to $5.65 billion and our outlook for full-year operating performance. While third quarter operating results exceeded expectations, we expect the fourth quarter to be affected by a continuation of current mobile trends, as well as the shift of some operating expenses into the period. Looking ahead, this calendar year is shaping up to be one of the strongest ever for Take-Two, as Sid Meier's Civilization VII launched in early access today with the official launch on February 11th. And we also plan to release Mafia: The Old Country in the summer, Grand Theft Auto 6 in the fall,
There we go.
and Borderlands 4 before year-end. We also remain confident in Zynga's ability to create new mobile forever franchises, as demonstrated by their ongoing success with Match Factory. We're exceedingly optimistic.
I'm just turning it down for a second. They are saying that it's not delayed there, but it could get delayed
over the long term. As we execute on our mission to create our industry's most innovative and engaging entertainment experiences, we remain highly confident that we'll achieve sequential increases in and record levels of net bookings in fiscal 2026 and 2027. Now turning to our business highlights from the period. NBA 2K delivered a phenomenal quarter, yielding significant upside to our forecast. To date, the title has sold in over 7 million units, and engagement was extremely strong compared to last year, with recurrent consumer spending up over 30%.
Guys, they did say that Red Dead Redemption 2 wasn't delayed
and monthly active
9 days before the delay was announced. Just saying.
With community-inspired enhancements to gameplay, major technological updates, and the addition of new game modes, the team at Visual Concepts has once again demonstrated their ability to deliver innovation to this beloved series while also solidifying its position at the center of basketball culture. Additionally, 2K continues to expand our industry-leading basketball franchise with NBA 2K Arcade Edition, My Team, NBA 2K Mobile, and NBA 2K Online in China, all of which contributed to another highly successful year for the NBA 2K franchise as a whole. The Grand Theft Auto series remains our industry standard bearer for excellence, and to date, Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold in over 210 million units worldwide. GTA Online delivered a strong quarter, led by its holiday update, Agents of Sabotage, which players praised for its depth, new upgrades, and array of content. Moreover, GTA Plus continues to grow its reach, with membership for the quarter increasing 10% year over year. Rockstar Games continue to expand the audience for Red Dead Redemption 2, which has sold in more than 70 million units to date. The title is currently enjoying its highest level of concurrent players on Steam. In addition, Red Dead Online engaged its audience further during the period with the release of the fan-favorite Halloween Pass, featuring seasonal-themed bonuses and rewards. Turning to mobile, recurrent consumer spending grew mid-single digits. While this was somewhat below our plan, we remain highly optimistic about Zynga's future.
Let me know if you guys want to give you some context,
Toon Blast
or if you
and
want me
Toy
just to
Blast
leave them
both
playing while we're
delivered
talking about
double-digit
mobile
growth,
stuff. Let me know.
led by engaging features including new event types, improved player profiles, and enhanced tuning. Match Factory is performing very well and remains on track to become Zynga's second largest title by the end of this fiscal year in terms of net bookings. We'd like to thank the Team Peak for their strong execution and for creating one of the top grossing titles in the puzzle genre. While Empires and Puzzles performed below our expectations in the quarter, we're confident in the future of this highly profitable forever franchise. Our team is launching new event types and corresponding heroes, as well as increasing in-game rewards. Zynga continued to leverage the zeitgeist of pop culture and broadened its partnerships with leading entertainment brands and personalities, including Words with Friends.
Yo, I'm going to give context because if you want to listen to the owners call, it's available online. But if you want to know what they're actually talking about, I can explain. They're saying GTA 6 isn't delayed, but they also said that about Red Dead like 9 days before the delay was actually announced. At the moment, they're talking about mobile game sales. So as soon as they talk about anything Grand Theft Auto related in a second, I'll turn it back up. But them saying that it's still going for 2025 doesn't mean anything at all. Unfortunately, we won't know until May. May is when they have to say whether there's a delay on the horizon. So that's when we'll see. Anyway, I'll turn it back up.
We're forecasting calendar year 2025 to be an inflection point for Take-Two. From the groundbreaking release of Grand Theft Auto 6 to the unmatched pipeline that 2K is set to deliver. As we introduce hit products to our passionate communities of fans, we're confident that we'll usher in a new period of growth and returns for our shareholders. I'll now turn the call over to Carl.
Thanks, Strauss. I'd like to thank our teams for delivering another strong quarter and for continuing to captivate and engage our player communities with the highest quality entertainment experiences. We are excited to bring to market several releases during the remainder of fiscal 2025. On February 11th, 2K and Firaxis Games will launch Sid Meier's Civilization VII, a highly anticipated, revolutionary new chapter in our epic 4X strategy franchise. The reception for the game within the media has been very positive, including GameSpot, who said that its gameplay remains unrivaled and engaging for countless hours. Civ 7 has already set a new franchise record for pre-orders, and player sentiment is extremely positive, with the title recognized as the most anticipated game of 2025 during the PC Gaming Show in December. We'd like to thank the entire Firaxis team for once again challenging players around the world to take one more turn in this beloved series that has engrossed players for more than 30 years. On February 28th, 2K and HB Studios will launch PGA Tour 2K25, the latest entry in our golf simulation franchise that will appeal to both casual and hardcore golf fans. The title features 3 of the major championships with their respective courses for the 2025 season, several franchise advancements, a more immersive and customizable My Career experience, and a robust suite of creation tools from leading equipment and apparel brands. In addition, fans can look forward to a diverse roster of pros at launch, including executive director and all-time great Tiger Woods. On March 14th, 2K and Visual Concepts will launch WWE 2K25, Players on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S will enjoy The Island, an all-new interactive and online WWE-themed world that provides an immersive experience where players can prove they're worthy of the attention of the tribal chief. WWE 2K25 will also include an all-new Bloodline-themed showcase, new brawl environments, match types and stipulations, and the largest ever roster with over 300 playable superstars. WWE 2K25 will be supported with a series of add-on packs that can be purchased individually or together as part of the season pass. In addition, 2K and Netflix are collaborating to bring WWE 2K exclusively to mobile devices this fall. Looking ahead, we are highly optimistic about our planned pipeline for fiscal 2026, which includes Grand Theft Auto 6 launching this fall. This summer, 2K and Hangar 13 will transport players to the brutal criminal underworld of 1900s Sicily in Mafia: The Old Country, which builds upon the legacy of 2K's popular organized crime franchise that has sold in more than 35 million units. Our announcement trailer received an outstanding response.
So I thought I'd
and
stop
we
the
expect the excitement
trash
to
in the
grow
comments.
as 2K and Hangar 13 unveil more about the game leading up to its launch. 2K and Gearbox Software are creating something truly special with Borderlands 4, which promises to take the series' signature gameplay and storytelling to an all-new level. At the Game Awards, 2K and Gearbox revealed a new trailer, which introduced the exciting new world of Kairos and a brand new villain, the Timekeeper.
Fiscal 26
Borderlands
is
4 has quickly
2025.
become one of this year's most anticipated games, and players can expect an incredible action-packed experience from Gearbox, the studio that created the looter shooter genre. In closing, we look forward to releasing these groundbreaking titles in the coming year that will set us in motion to deliver the strongest multi-year growth trajectory and pipeline in our company's history. I'll now turn the call over to Lainey.
Thanks, Carl, and good afternoon, everyone. We delivered solid third quarter results led by the power of our diversified business. During the period, our teams brought innovation to our existing franchises, enhanced our relationships with our player communities, and made outstanding progress on our eagerly anticipated pipeline. I'd like to thank our teams for their disciplined execution and continued focus. Turning to our results, we achieved third quarter net bookings of $1.37 billion, which was within our guidance range of $1.35 to $1.4 billion. We delivered outstanding performance in NBA 2K, which helped offset moderation experienced in some of our mobile franchises. Recurrent consumer spending rose 9% over last year, which was in line with our guidance and accounted for 79% of net bookings.
There you go, chats in slow mode.
NBA 2K grew over 30%, which greatly surpassed our forecast, led by new features and innovation in our game modes. Mobile increased
Oh, that's a lot
6%,
better.
driven by the addition of Match Factory and strength in Toon Blast, Toy Blast, and Words with Friends. However, this was below our guidance of low double-digit growth, primarily due to underperformance in our hyper-casual mobile portfolio and Empires and Puzzles, and as anticipated, Grand Theft Auto Online declined.
Yep.
GAAP
They
net
said that
revenue was
last call.
$1.36 billion and was flat to last year, while cost of revenue declined 13% to $600 million, as the prior year included an impairment charge related to acquired intangibles. Operating expenses increased by 10% to $892 million. On a management basis, operating expenses rose 8% year over year. This was favorable to our forecast, largely due to a shift in timing of expenses into the fourth quarter. This shift, along with the outperformance of NBA 2K, drove operating results that were above the high end of our guidance range. Turning to our outlook, I'll begin with our full fiscal year expectations. As Strauss mentioned, we are reiterating our net bookings outlook range of $5.55 to $5.65 billion, which represents 5% growth over fiscal 2024. The largest contributors to net bookings are expected to be NBA 2K, the Grand Theft Auto series, Toon Blast, our hyper-casual mobile portfolio, Match Factory, Empires and Puzzles, the Red Dead Redemption series, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, and Words with Friends. We're raising our recurrent consumer spending forecast to 5% growth, which represents 78% of net bookings, driven by the phenomenal performance we are experiencing in NBA 2K, which we now expect to grow low double digits. Mobile is now expected to grow low single digits as we are factoring in the current business trends. and Grand Theft Auto Online is still expected to decline. We project the net bookings breakdown from our labels to be roughly 49% Zynga, 34% 2K, and 17% Rockstar Games. We forecast our geographic net booking split to be about 60% United States and 40% international. Non-GAAP adjusted unrestricted operating cash flow is expected to be an outflow of $150 million, which is unchanged from our prior forecast, and we remain on track to deploy approximately $140 million of capital expenditures, primarily for game technology and office build-outs. We continue to expect GAAP net revenue to range from $5.57 to $5.67 billion.
While they're talking about GAAP revenue, can you all consider subscribing? I love you all.
$2.44 billion. Total operating expenses are still expected to range from $3.77 to $3.79 billion as compared to $5.83 billion last year. On a management basis, we expect operating expense growth of approximately 10% year over year, which is unchanged from our prior guidance.
I'll give you all guys a
and is
summary
largely
at the
due to
end.
an
For now,
increase
just
in
listen.
ongoing marketing support for Match Factory, as well as other mobile and immersive core launches planned for the year. The addition of Gearbox and higher personnel costs, partially offset by savings from our cost reduction program. Excluding incremental marketing and the addition of Gearbox, our operating expenses are expected to grow low single digits over last year. As it relates to our operating performance, while our third quarter results exceeded our expectations, we are maintaining our outlook for the fiscal year as we are factoring several dynamics, including strength in NBA 2K, offset by a continuation of the mobile trends we have been experiencing, and the shift of some operating expenses in the fourth quarter. Now moving on to our guidance for the fiscal fourth quarter. We project net bookings to range from $1.48 to $1.58 billion, compared to $1.35 billion in the prior year. Our release slate for the quarter includes Sid Meier's Civilization VII, PGA Tour 2K25, and WWE 2K25. The largest contributors to net bookings are expected to be NBA 2K, the Grand Theft Auto series, Sid Meier's Civilization VII, Toon Blast, Match Factory, our hyper-casual mobile portfolio, Empires & Puzzles, WWE 2K25, and Words with Friends. We project recurrent consumer spending to increase by approximately 3%, which assumes a high teens percentage increase for NBA 2K, partly offset by declines in both mobile and Grand Theft Auto Online. We expect GAAP net revenue to range from $1.52 to $1.62 billion. Operating expenses are planned to range from $900 to $920 million. On a management basis, operating expenses are expected to decline approximately 2% year over year, which is primarily driven by a more normalized level of marketing for Match Factory, as the title has now been in the market for over a year, as well as savings from our cost reduction efforts. In closing, we are forecasting a milestone year ahead of us, and we look forward to showing our fans and the global
So
gaming
hopefully next
community
it's the
how our new
investor
titles can
questions.
take our industry to another level of creativity. We are also optimistic that the chapter ahead will set us on a path to achieving new financial goals, including reaching a
Aiden, yeah.
record level of scale, enhancing our profitability, and unlocking significant value for our shareholders. Thank you. I'll now turn the call back to Strauss.
Thanks, Lainey and Carl. On behalf of our entire management team, I'd like to thank our colleagues for embodying our core tenets of creativity, innovation, and efficiency, and for delivering another consecutive quarter of strong results.
Thanks, guys.
To our shareholders, I want to express our appreciation for your continued support. We'll now take your questions. Operator?
Right, this is the interesting bit, guys. This is the bit we're here for.
Thank you.
Hit subscribe,
And we will
please.
now begin the question and answer session. If you have dialed in and would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad to raise your hand and join the queue. If you would like to withdraw your question, press star 1 a second time. If you are called upon to ask your question and are listening via speakerphone on your device, please pick up your handset and ensure that your phone is not on mute when asking your question. Again, it is star 1 if you would like to join the queue. And your first question comes from the line of Doug Creutz with TD Cowen. Your line is open.
Hey, thank you. When you originally bought Zynga a few years ago, part of the thesis was that you saw the potential for revenue synergies down the line, and I think most of us took that to mean marrying your existing IP to their mobile skill set. I know you're not going to talk about specifics, but as you look out at the pipeline for the next few years, do you feel like you're getting closer to realizing some of those synergies? Is that something that is a key component of your optimistic outlook for the next few years? Thanks.
Thanks for your question. Actually, at the time, it was pretty clear that while bringing legacy core IP to mobile could be an opportunity, I also noted that the biggest hits in mobile are native to mobile, and there are precious few examples in the marketplace of very big mobile successes that are based on core game IP.
Oh
Call of
my
Duty
God,
Mobile
no one
being
cares
one
about
of them.
mobile.
That said, we actually are working on some interesting projects that we have not announced yet, which we feel good about. What I did identify as an area of revenue synergies, though, has come to fruition, which is building our direct-to-consumer business inside our mobile business, which was a combined project between Take-Two and Zynga that we kicked off very early. And that has turned into a very significant business, generating meaningful incremental contribution.
Nearly at 30K, boys.
Great, thank you.
And your next question comes from the line of Eric Handler with Roth Capital. Your line is open.
Good afternoon. Thanks for the question. I'm going to keep it on the mobile side of things as well.
Shut up.
You had said Match Factory was, I believe, going to be
Candy Crush.
break even or profitable at the end of fiscal 25. Is that still the case?
That's good.
And then I'll follow up.
Bro wants Candy Crush too.
Yes, so Match
Yeah,
Factory.
Lainey's going to take that.
Yes, so Match Factory towards the end of the year is going to start to turn profitable. The title is.
One sec, while they're talking about Match Factory, thank you so much for 30,000 subscribers.
So
I
it
love
definitely
you all.
is towards the very end of the year where it's turning profitable, but the game is continuing
thank
to
you all
do
properly
better and
after.
better as the game stays in the market.
Okay, and then just broadly speaking with mobile, it did seem like there was some broad-based
Mobile.
weakness just overall. Are you seeing that the market's becoming just more bifurcated, that it's only the biggest games that are doing well now, and you have to keep spending a lot to keep those games doing well?
No, that's actually not the case. It's still a pretty broad-based business at Zynga. And it's one of the things that is so appealing, we think, about our mobile business. In the same way that our console business, we think, reflects the best collection of owned intellectual property in the industry, our mobile business, I think, has the greatest sort of breadth of owned and licensed IP in the mobile business.
I love you all.
Which we think is protective on the downside and offers great opportunity in the upside. There are not the same kind of mobile tailwinds that the industry experienced up till mid-22. Of course, 22 was a down year, and then the industry slowly returned to growth. But the growth is still at a much lower rate than we would like. But it has yet, and I don't believe it will, turn into a kind of top 5 business. There's still a lot of opportunity for the top 50 or 100 or even 200 titles to make a difference. There's one other challenge in the business, which is, as you know, in the mobile business, unlike the console business, we and our competitors do not capitalize development costs, even after technical feasibility. And your marketing expenses, of course, are currently written off as well, which is true for all of our businesses. But in the mobile business, you spend a lot of money on UA in the belief and hope that it will come back to you in a subsequent period. We're very conservative in the way we do that, but nonetheless, that burdens our current results. So the more hits you have in mobile, the worse your current results can actually look for a period of time. And that's one of the things that we did see with Match Factory. As Lainey said, we expect that to turn, and we're going to begin to benefit from that extraordinary hit in the coming periods. We also hope that we'll have other big hits coming in the mobile side. So it's a really good story for Take-Two and its Zynga division. It's a somewhat less good story for the industry, and it is not an
Horrible.
across-the-board great
Thanks,
story for
Lawrence.
Zynga, in that a couple of our legacy titles, most notably Empires and Puzzles, have faced some challenges. But that's not an industry problem. That's a game problem. That is a problem that we're addressing, and we're already seeing some good news.
Right, now ask about GTA
That's helpful.
6.
Thanks, Strauss.
Say something about GTA 6.
And your next question comes from the line of Andrew Maroke with Raymond James.
Give
Your
it
line
to
is
me.
open.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. One on NBA to start. Obviously seeing some pretty good rebound there.
Maybe
no
the
pun
second
intended.
question is GTA.
But how much of that do you think is just kind of, one, the comp effect of the Gen 8 transition issues that you had last year, and how much is just kind of
We've
an
got Candy
underlying
Crush soon before
resonant
GTA
success with the
trends.
NBA fan base?
Thank you for the super chat, man.
So I think on the certainly on the PC side of the business, it's a lot has to do with Gen 8 versus Gen 9, and we're benefiting from that without question. But honestly, it's the game is just continuing to innovate, and the quality is amazing. And the folks at 2K and VC, Visual Concepts, have year upon year proven that they've been able to come out with new modes, new innovations. Not everything works all the time, but this
Thank you for
team
the €5,
is,
man.
they define what sports gaming is, and they define what innovation is. And I think there are enough design changes in this game that have really just
Why
accrued
careful
to our
mobile?
benefit. And
Thanks
we're
for the
really
super
excited
chat.
about that. And we still feel that that we've got a lot of upside from where we are right now. So generally speaking, we're very pleased about the performance of the NBA. We think there's a lot of greenfield in front of us. And the Gen 8, Gen 9 piece was a bit of a headwind for us historically, but no longer.
GTA 6
All right,
racing
much
on mobile.
appreciated. And maybe one more kind of along those lines, but with your franchises that have bigger audiences but maybe take a little while between releases, thinking like Mafia and Borderlands, how does your approach to building excitement around those launches differ from franchises with faster release schedules? And how has the response to those two games been among their communities versus
Volume
your
up,
own?
sorry, man.
Thanks.
Hang on. Should be loud enough.
Look, I think we market everything as though it's a brand new title. We never sort of draft on prior success. And we also need to communicate to consumers that there's an element of what is tried and true and beloved, and that there's an element of new, which is, for example, what we always do in Civilizations. Today is early access day for Civ 7, and once again, the team at Firaxis has pushed the envelope.
Thanks for the Superman.
It's mostly been really, really well received. It's also received a little bit of criticism too. So I think in all instances, we benefit by having a franchise that gives us a marketing umbrella, but we never rest on those laurels. We still have to be very engaged with our consumers to let them know what we have, when it's coming, and that it's worth engaging with.
And your next question comes from the line of Corey Carpenter with JP Morgan. Your line is open.
Ooh, JP Morgan Chase.
Thanks for the questions. Carl, could you just expand a bit on the NBA game changes the team has made that are resonating with the players beyond the Gen 8 to Gen 9 console change? And Strauss, for you, now that we have more details on the Switch 2 that have been released and confirmed, just curious how you think about the opportunity to expand your relationship with them going forward. Thanks.
I'm sorry, to take the second one first. Expand our relationship with whom?
I'll go back to super chats in a minute, guys. Don't worry, I haven't ignored you.
Sorry, I missed the Switch 2 part. Look, we've had obviously a long-standing relationship with Nintendo, and we've supported the platform when it made sense for the individual release. There was a time when Nintendo platforms are really geared at younger audiences, and that was reflected in our release schedule. And that, now today with Switch and potentially with Switch 2,
Don't worry. After the questions, I'll go through and recap everything.
Any audience.
So, in case any of you guys missed it.
As you may have noted, Civ 7 is available now on Switch. So while we have nothing specific to report, we actually would fully expect to support Switch. And Carl's going to comment on your question regarding
GTA 4,
which elements of NBA 2K, really have excited the consumers this time around.
Sure. So we introduced a bunch of new features that were designed for the core players. And I think things like the new shooting and dribbling mechanics. There's a new badge progression system that was very well received. A smaller city, which really concentrates the activities so you don't have to run around as much to get to the interesting things that players can do. There was a return of the old NBA 2K Parks courts that people love. And there was also a full overhaul to the My Team mode. So quite a bit
good
of
point,
innovation.
Gabe. We'll get into that in a minute, definitely. Thank you for the super chat. I'll definitely go back over that in a second. That's the end of the questions, I think. They usually do 4 or 5. Is Strauss fallen asleep again?
Do we have another question?
I've got a question. Can I ask my question? Where the is GTA 6?
The next question.
Your next question comes from the line of James Heaney with Jefferies. Your line is open.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for the question. Lainey, can you just talk about the right level of marketing spend needed to support the launches of your new titles? How soon before launches should we expect you to begin ramping up your marketing efforts, and how does that impact the ramp of expenses? Thank you.
So in terms of the marketing, it's around the launch of the title, but in more recent years, it is spread a little bit further along, especially if there's an online environment of recurrent consumer spending with the title. So the title's budgets are usually around the same size as they were in the past. They really haven't gotten smaller. Even when we have titles that are new versions of previous releases, there's just so much importance in terms of marketing and getting people excited about the titles. And it's just usually different types of marketing than it's been in the past. So there's a lot more digital marketing and marketing to our consumers and analytics and different ways of getting to our consumers than we have in the past. So it's usually a bigger amount at launch and then spread over the period of time that the title's life cycle.
Great, thank you.
And we will take our next question from the line of Matthew Cost with Morgan Stanley. Your line is open.
Great, thanks everyone for taking the question. On the Netflix partnership for WWE, I'm just wondering how you evaluate the attractiveness of those opportunities in terms of partnering with new distribution modes like Netflix, and if those will become financially material or if they're more nice to have going forward, and how you think them through. That's question one. The second question is just about some media reports in the past couple of months that you may have started using a new mediation partner for the ad inventory at Zynga, and that you may have received a payment, I think one of the articles said, of $150 million to do that. Is that accurate? And if so, how and when would that payment be accounted for? Thank you.
I'll take the first question, and Lainey will take the second. We have numerous distribution partners in the business, and we have a great relationship with Netflix in particular, and we'll evaluate an opportunity primarily to see if it benefits our consumers. We want to be where our consumers are. We're not precious or religious about limiting them to a particular platform, or, for example, even our own platform. We have an opportunity for consumers to come directly to a store that one of our labels has, or obviously to work through the app stores, to work through third parties. We have physical distribution, and we've also worked with subscription services, and we've worked with Netflix before. In every instance, there are obviously economics related to a particular opportunity, and we try to tailor the opportunity to the consumers we're trying to reach.
So when it comes to
Lainey, you'll take the question about mediation.
Yes. So in terms of the economics of the deals, we haven't given any detail on what they were around this deal. But when we do account for things like that, it is usually spread along with the value of the overall deal. to the organization.
Yeah, guys, we'll summarize at the end. I'll explain why we're not
Great,
getting
thank you
many
very much.
GTA questions.
And your next question comes from the line of Chris Scholl with UBS. Your line is open.
Great, thank you. Lainey, I recognize in recent years you've been investing
Julian,
ahead of the new pipeline. As we
Thanks for
start to
super
see
chat.
the benefit of these immersive core titles coming to market, can you just revisit how you're thinking about cash flow generation relative to the guidance you had given historically? And alongside this ramp, how are you thinking about capital allocation and the options you have available to you? Thank you.
I'm sure. So when we think about going forward in the next couple of years and the strong cash flow that we expect to generate from our pipeline, our capital allocation plans definitely include paying down some of our debt over the next couple of years. But we also have a lot of acquisition opportunities available to us.
It's a lot more
so it's
questions
possible
than
that
normal.
if we make some acquisitions, the timing of the capital allocation plans could be adjusted based on that. So I think there's a lot of things that are big opportunities for us going forward, and all of that will be available to us.
Okay, great, thank you. And if I can just fit in one more with Civ 7 launching, can you just help us think through the uplift you're factoring into your guidance, and how does that expectation compare to prior iterations of the franchise? Thank you.
So if you're referring to next year, we're in the middle of our budgeting process right now, so we're not providing any specific guidance. We do expect to give that out during our May call. But with that said, we're really excited about the pipeline that's forecast to release next year, and also that's released in this quarter. And as we've mentioned, we remain highly confident that we'll achieve sequential increases and record levels of net bookings in fiscal 2026 and 2027.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I wonder if there's any more questions.
And your next question
There
comes
is.
from the line of Michael Hickey with Benchmark. Your line is open.
That's my new name, guys. You can call me that now.
Strauss, Carl, Lainey, Nicole, nice quarter. Thanks for taking our questions. Just two from us. Curious on your fiscal 26 pipeline, the 3 games. Are you reaffirming launch and timing expectations, or is this more of a continuation of the previously provided slate with updates to come from your studios as new information becomes available?
That's about GTA 6.
And the second question is on Project Ethos. It looks like Michael's now gone from 31st Union. So just curious how leadership is transitioning within the studio and how this impacts the future of the game. Thanks, guys.
So on the first point, yes, we did today reaffirm our schedule through the remainder of the calendar year. I think we were pretty clear about that. And regarding 31st Union and Project Ethos, we are super grateful to Michael for the great work he did in bringing this project to us and spearheading it and getting it to the stage that it's at. He's going to continue in an advisory role, and for that, we're also grateful. The transition leadership will be provided by a combination of 31st Union and 2K executives, and we feel highly confident that we're going to deliver a great project over time. When we remain fully committed to Ethos, we're still really excited about it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
And your next question comes from the line of Jason Bazinet with Citigroup. Your line is open.
I just had a very simple question. The $1.9 billion that sits on the balance sheet for capitalized software, should we look at that as sort of apples to apples in terms of your accounting policy versus where you were 5 years ago? Or is there some change in accounting that would cause that number to be large? I'm just trying to get a sense of it. Should investors look at that as indicative of potentially the quality or number of games that are
that got swerved fast, didn't it?
Onto the income statement over the next couple of years?
No, nothing has changed in terms of our policies. That's the capital software for the games that have been put up on the balance sheet based on the technological feasibility of those titles, and they'll get amortized as those titles release over the lifetime of those titles.
Understood. Thank you.
And your next question comes from the line of Omar Dessouky
This
with
is the
Bank
most
of
amount
America.
of questions they've
Your line
ever
is
done
open.
for an earnings call.
Hi, thanks. So glad to see GTA 6 reaffirmed for a fall 25 launch. I wanted to ask, how much of the total number of fans that have ever touched GTA and have brand awareness of GTA could potentially be reactivated once this GTA 6 launch actually happens. I gather that there is a much smaller percentage of those, a small percent of those fans that today are highly engaged. But with the launch of GTA 6, it will become an intergenerational franchise, the first title having been released around the year 2000. So I could very
Replacing it with
easily see
gasoline. No.
a dad playing GTA with his son after having not played the game for a couple of decades.
What sort of question is this?
So do you have a sense, of relative to the current base of players that's highly engaged, what the base of lapsed players that may potentially come back could
He's
be?
asking if anyone's going to buy GTA 6.
One times as big, twice as big. Any kind of framework there to help us think about this launch would be great.
What?
Well, appreciate the question and the sort of the sentiment underlying the question. It sort of falls into the category of how high is up, and I decline to ever predict that. We believe that arrogance is the enemy of continued success. We run scared. We're looking over our shoulder. Our competitors are not asleep. So what do we do about that? We try to be the most creative, the most innovative, and the most efficient company in the entertainment industry. And Rockstar Games in particular seeks perfection in everything they do. And we believe that if we do that right,
I knew it'd say
and we focus on delivering for consumers, that's our best opportunity to succeed. To answer your question mathematically, it's pretty interesting if you look at GTA 5 because that title crossed 3 console generations and still remains a best-selling title, having sold in over 210 million units. GTA Online, now over 10 years old, still has enormous ongoing engagement. So there's certainly evidence that if you give consumers what they want, they will show up for it and they will stick around loyally for a very long time. Equally, we have enormous respect for how hard that is to do. With regard to the upcoming release of GTA 6, obviously this is a console release. We know what the current console install base looks like. So, there is the broad universe of console owners to look at, and that is something to be mindful of.
God, that is a word salad,
at the same time, we don't spend a lot of time looking at sort of attach rates, which I think is basically the question you're posing.
Budget video game for the
because that'll take care of itself if we do a great job. Now, are we aware of who our consumers are, and do we know how to market them and target them? We do. We have an extraordinary corporate consumer database with, I think, nearly 1 million records in it. We observe, of course, all privacy regulations, but we are able to market to a significant portion of that database. So we are mindful of who's been engaged with GTA and GTA Online previously. We're mindful of those who we believe will be interested in the title going forward, and we can tailor our marketing accordingly. But we genuinely don't spend a lot of time thinking about, well, is this going to be, X number of units or Y number of units, because that doesn't change anything that we can do. We focus on what we can affect, and we let the outcomes take care of themselves. And I'm sorry, I said 1 million consumer records. I meant 1 billion.
Yo, if everyone wants me to stop talking, just go to Take Two's website and you can listen to this on there. This is my live stream on my channel. I'm going to talk if I want to. There you go.
And
How
your
about them
final
apples?
question comes from the line of Clay Griffin with MoffettNathanson.
This is the most amount of questions I've ever done.
Great. Good evening. Thanks for taking the question. Strauss, love to get your...
I cannot hear the operator. Is the operator speaking?
Strauss, can you hear me now? Hello?
Do we have
Mr.
any
Zelnick,
more
are you able to hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
And Mr. Zelnick, are you able to hear us?
He can hear.
So we will.
Okay, now I can hear again.
Okay, perfect. So,
Sorry,
Mr.
am
Zelnick, you
I
have a
coming through
question.
now?
Clay Griffin with MoffettNathanson.
Yeah. Hey, sorry for the technical difficulty. I'd love to get your impression of the momentum of the Roblox platform. You talked about, hey, we'll be wherever our consumers are. Do you view that as a substitute product? And what's your vision? What would have to happen for you guys to develop content for that platform? Is it a viable destination for the type of content that Take-Two produces?
Look, Roblox is a combination of a platform and a collection of games, user-generated games, largely. And I understand that they market themselves as a platform. However, from our point of view,
Yeah, we'll talk about
you know,
Roblox
it is
after. I'll explain what
a
we're on about.
competitive situation. So while I wouldn't rule anything out, it's hard to imagine that we would see Roblox as a destination for a Take-Two labels game. But again, if there's a reason for us to be there, then we would contemplate it.
Understood. And then just maybe turning back to NBA 2K RCS, I assume that you're aware of the kind of mid-quarter slip that happened at your competitor's live service. And credit to the team at Visual Concepts for a great product, but it does seem that we're seeing kind of small-ish changes to these live services are driving bigger results than what we're used to, kind of intra-quarter. I wonder if that's your impression. I know it's like as you add complexity, perhaps maybe we're all losing a little bit of visibility. Is that your impression, or is that it's just a function of NBA 2K executing at a really high level versus maybe some mistakes elsewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I really can't speak to competitors and the decisions that they've made, but certainly it's very important in these type of live services games that the development of the game and the actual.
So just very quickly, while they're talking about Roblox and stuff, the reason why they're doing that is that they want to build their own platforming for games where games can be like Roblox. Hopefully they don't do that to GTA 6, but we'll see.
Developing, particularly for sports games, that you can't have massive innovation year over year, and you have a significant live services component, is that engagement is everything. And the more the consumer engages, the more
I'm good, but thank you for the $10, man.
From the economics of the business. So for us, it's not we don't necessarily look at the business about tweaking the economy. Of course, we do that, but the idea is really more the focus of the teams, marketing and development, is to increase engagement, and that's all about the quality and the execution. The tweaking of the economy never is the leading factor. It's always about engagement and quality of the experience. And I think if you stray from that, that's when I think you run into trouble.
Totally understand that,
What's
Carl.
that?
I think I was maybe referring to kind of tweaks in actual gameplay. You mentioned some of the improvements that were made at NBA 2K. It seemed, I wouldn't call them, massive changes, but it had an outsized effect. And it sounds like we saw the opposite at your competitor. And so the question is, like, are you starting to see that as a general rule where perhaps maybe you're losing some visibility, maybe even internally for some of these live services?
Melanie, anyway.
I'm going to take that. No, I don't feel that way. I think we are utterly focused on trying to present the very best possible experience. Sometimes we fall a bit short in certain areas. Sometimes we miss the boat a little bit. True of our competitors as well. But I think the focus remains intense on every part of the experience.
Understood. Thanks, guys.
Bro, bussing mid-call.
And that concludes our question and answer session. I will now turn the conference back over to Mr. Strauss-Zelnick for closing remarks.
Right, let's see if they give anything in the closing
thank
statement.
you for attending, and I'd like to apologize to all of you for our technical difficulties today. Hopefully the message came across despite that, because the message is a powerful one. We had a solid quarter for which we're very grateful, and we have what we believe is an extraordinary release schedule through the rest of the calendar year. And of course, our expectations are very rosy indeed for fiscal 26 and 27, where we expect sequential increases in net bookings, and we expect to set new financial records. All of that is a reflection of what our creative and business teams do every day, which is to seek excellence in everything they do. And none of us could be more proud than we are of those teams and their commitment, their loyalty to this enterprise. and we are so grateful. So I just want to say thank you to all of my many thousands of colleagues around the world, many of whom are listening right now. Thank you for your fine work. I'd also like to thank our shareholders for your support over these many years.
Right, we're going to talk about what
We
actually
aim to
just
continue
happened
to
and
deliver and
summarize
hopefully
everything.
to over-deliver going forward. So thank you all.
Right, I think that's the end of it.
And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's conference.
Cool. Right, I'm going to cut it off. Right, so let me just explain what happened and what we know. So they're saying that GTA 6 is on track for fall 2025. However, this does not mean that GTA 6 isn't delayed. Now, I'm not trying to be a pessimist. Hear me out, boys. Hear me. I see you, boys. I see you. I see you. I'm not being a pessimist, but the earnings call before the delay announcement from Red Dead Redemption 2, it was the same thing. This earnings call, Rockstar don't need to revise any of their predictions. Sorry, Take-Two don't need to revise any predictions. They don't legally have to tell us if the game's delayed. That earnings call is in May, which is when they do their fiscal predictions for fiscal 26, which is from April this year until the start of next year, the end of March next year. So what this actually means is at the moment they're saying it's not delayed, but we're not going to know if it's delayed until May. On the May earnings call, that's when we get confirmation. Now, a lot of you guys were asking about if they're allowed to, like the people asking questions, if they're allowed to ask about GTA 6. They are, but they're not allowed to ask about release schedules, release timelines. And on that earnings call, so like I can't just dial into the call. Those people are investors at major banks with hundreds of millions of dollars invested in Take-Two. But their questions are pre-screened. So a panel of people, or maybe Strauss Zelnick and their team, choose questions which are indicative, you know what I mean, of where where Take-Two Interactive are going over the next 12 months and where they've just been over the past 3 months. So the questions that we just heard were pre-screened, not by necessarily Strauss Zelnick, so they didn't really know how to answer them on the spot maybe, but Take-Two had a say in what questions were heard. So hopefully that explains. But at this point in time, like we don't know if GTA 6 is delayed any more than we did before the call, regardless of the document that they released with it, or regardless of what they said during the earnings call, because this earnings call wouldn't tell us that. They won't tell us that until it comes to their fiscal predictions for the next financial year. So hopefully that kind of explains what we just went through. Also, as well, we hit 30,000 subscribers during that live stream. And I want to say thank you to everyone. I did want to talk more. I noticed chat went a bit crazy. No one wanted me to talk, but you know, it's a good point. If you want to listen to these earnings calls, you can just go to Take-Two's website and listen to it there. So if you come into someone's YouTube channel to watch it, they're probably going to have some input. So yeah, hopefully that helped a little bit when I tried to interject. I didn't want to talk over the whole thing, but I could have spoke over the whole thing. You didn't miss anything. But yeah, right. So guys, ask your questions, man. Like, what questions do you have? What do you want to know from the earnings call if you missed it? Or is there anything that you want to know my opinion on with GTA 6? And if you are new here, give you a bit of context. I've been covering GTA 6 for a year on this channel. I've also played all the games over the years, but I have some prior work experience in the games development industry. So I try and be as forthcoming as possible with what knowledge I have in the industry. And other than that, I'm very interested in the marketing side of games development. I've worked in marketing in games development before, not at Rockstar, but the cycles for most of these businesses work in a very similar fashion. Are the questions pre-screened? I believe so. I'm 90% sure they are, because they have to prevent bad actors from coming through and talking about things that maybe they shouldn't talk about. No GTA 6 on mobile. Mobile merch coming soon. Do I think 60 frames per second at 1440p is possible? Maybe. How do I make a nuclear reactor in my living room with a great deal of effort? When will Trailer 2 come out? Well, the last possible time scale that we can expect it. Well, the next logical time scale will be the 14th of in fact, let's talk about Trailer 2 then. Let's do it. Let's jump into Trailer 2. before I do that, everyone subscribe. But so a lot of people, myself included, especially for the past year, I've said the 14th of February will probably be a key date for something because it's Valentine's Day. And obviously, GTA 6 is a love story. It's a Bonnie and Clyde inspired love story. So the 14th of February is a date where I thought would get maybe something. It's also just been announced today. In fact, let me back up a little bit. It's been rumored for about 6 months that Sony are partnering with Rockstar for the marketing of GTA 6. And Sony have announced today that their State of Play event, where they announce new games and talk about upcoming releases, they've announced that on the 14th of February as well, Valentine's Day. No, I don't think Trailer 2 will be shown at State of Play event, mainly because Rockstar will want the views on that main trailer on their channel. But I do believe that maybe Rockstar could make a statement there or show a clip of it, or it could be published after or something like that. That is possible. When we're talking about likelihood, I'm saying there's probably a 25% chance that happens. I truthfully don't know what will happen, what will transpire, or how it will transpire. But we'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah. Thanks for covering again, man. My pleasure. I love I mean, I need to live stream more. I know you guys want me to live stream more. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect that many people to join, but it's hard for me to know whether people joined just because of the earnings call or people stayed because I made it interesting. So 2-7, does 27 mean the 7th day of the second month? Maybe. At this point, Rockstar need to give us something soon if the game is on track for this year. But I have my suspicions. Sorry, I just sniffed into the microphone. That was disgusting. I apologize to everyone, especially if you're wearing headphones. Is this a Trailer 2 stream? Would GTA 4 ever come on mobile? I wish. I don't think it's possible. Maybe it is possible. Ads per 2 minutes. The ads aren't set to 2 minutes. The ads are set to every 8 minutes. If you're seeing an ad every 2 minutes, it might be because you've clicked off and come back on. You shouldn't be getting an ad every 2 minutes. Can I ask for blood in GTA 6? Unfortunately, I don't have a direct line with Rockstar. Well, yeah, no. February 27th? Nah, I don't see it being... I dropped a tweet about 3 days ago saying that we're going to get something on February the 30th, and then it got shared around. I had to delete it, because obviously there's only 28 days in February, and I was joking, but the internet does as the internet does. Yeah, so the State of Play event on Valentine's Day, I think, is a higher likelihood, but I need to clarify as well. Right, so let me explain this in the best way I can. Sony having a marketing deal with Rockstar does not mean that the game won't be available on Xbox. It just means that the special edition consoles, like where the console's covered in GTA 6 artwork, that would be with Sony instead. That's essentially what it means. They can't lie to their shareholders. No, but they aren't lying to their shareholders. If so basically the Take-Two saying that the game is not delayed at the moment, they're not this earnings call. The purpose of it for the investors isn't to know anything about what Rockstar is doing over the next year. It's to say what's happened over the last 3 months. The last 3 months worth of stuff won't be telling the investors really anything other than what's happened rather than what's been projected. So this earnings call had nothing to do with the actual release date of GTA 6. The one in May is when they have to give accurate predictions of what they think is going to happen over the next 12 months. And that's the one where investors are going to need to be told 100% the truth to the best of Take-Two Interactive's knowledge. If they don't, the SEC could get involved, the Security Exchange Commission. So, PC release, what, for GTA 6? No, that won't be happening until at least a year after the game comes out. So I was reading chat, boys. Yeah, it's going to be a big year for Take-Two. The amount of games they've got coming out over the next 2 years. It's very impressive. Do I believe the rumor of GTA 6 being locked at 30 frames per second at launch is it actually possible, or is this false? No, I'm 85% sure that the game will be 30 frames per second, not 60. Rockstar always favor the look and feel of the game over the performance. And if they could make it 60 frames per second, but it would be a laggy, buggy mess. That's what I think. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there's 6 on my mic. It's a Shure MV6 microphone, and it's got a 6 on the back of it. I'd say that's why I bought it, but to be honest, I didn't buy it. I got sent it by Toman Audio. And last thing I want to say in this stream as well is Venom. You'll see him in the corner of the screen over here. There. If you're looking for accessories to like charge your controllers, cables, all of that stuff, they're the company that sponsored the channel. They sponsored my channel since I was like 8,000 subscribers. And if you're in the UK, use code Cyberboy, get yourself free shipping. But yeah. Right, guys, I'm going to call that it for this stream. I'm going to start streaming more. I do promise I will. It'll probably be next week, and we're going to start doing a streaming schedule so I can actually assure you guys when I'll be streaming, and I'll keep to it. And hopefully you guys really, really, really enjoy those streams. Also, as well, below this, after this is published as a final video, drop a comment with what games you want to see in your stream, and I'll make sure I do it. So thank you so much for watching this live stream. It has been honestly a pleasure. I can't believe we peaked at like 7,000 viewers. That's crazy. So thank you all so much for being here, and I will catch you all in the next one.